over there. Oh, really? I gotta take my phone. Oh, sweet. You good? You good? That's cool.
All right, 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 all right. We're live. And it is the beginning of Singers and Songbirds, the November edition, and we are excited to be kicking things off with some special artist interviews today. Got my buddy Mason Villa with me, or no, not Mason Villa, Mason Cole. Sorry, dude. I've been looking at schedules for the last 48 hours.
There's a lot of names on there. I get it.
I have it all next to me, but I don't have it in front of me yet. We'll get there. It's all good. So I'm really excited to have Mason here. We had a nice session on 92.9 about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it was a really good time. And for some reason, when we had him here at the Songbird competition in April, I thought he was like 27 or 28, maybe 30, like close to my age. Turns out he's 17.
18 now.
18 now.
Had a birthday on Halloween.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks.
Congratulations. So, yeah, I mean, he blew my mind when he said that because he's got wisdom beyond his age and songs that just, I don't know, you'd think that a full-grown man, adult, you know, like well into his, I don't know, just had lived his whole life would have written these tunes. You just got a lot of wisdom to share, man. And I love that about your music.
Thanks,
Once again, welcome. Thanks for being here for the interviews.
Thanks, man.
You've been busy?
Very.
Yeah.
Very, man. Trying to play anywhere I can really get my foot in the door.
I get
Playing
that.
all kinds of festivals and, you know, bars and clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. And you got a band, too, that you
Yeah.
play with.
Yeah, and I got to leave here and go to band practice. And
Nice. That's
we'll
what
go
you were
practice with
saying.
them.
Got to keep it tight, buddy.
Yeah.
What's
trying.
the name of the group with the band? Is it
We actually just still go by my name
Okay.
whenever we play.
just making sure
Yeah,
that in
they're-
case there was something separate there?
No, we just kind of stick to my name, really.
Nice, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, cool. Well, again, Mason's going to be playing this weekend. Let me check my schedule here and see when you're going to be back. 'Cause I know you're not playing tonight, are you?
No, sir.
You're just hanging out for a little bit. So he's going to be back here Saturday afternoon for the Songbird competition winners round, which is going to be a really good time because we're going to have him. We're going to have my buddy Chad Andrew Harris in the round and my buddy Blake Breedlove, who's been on a couple different shows that we've had here in the old jail. So it's going to be a really nice lineup. I'll be hosting that round as well. But we've got just a plethora of shows going on over the weekend. It's going to be a good time. We've got a lot of different guest hosts for In the Round, which is really cool. That's kind of different because usually I'm just up here hosting. So it's kind of cool to pass the torch over to an artist and see what questions they have to ask too, you know?
Right.
So I'm pretty excited about that. So what, you got anything you want to talk about? You've been up to anything specific? You got any cool gigs coming up? I know we did the WAME session, and
Yeah.
that's
When
released.
when we done the WAME session, I woke up the next morning and said, man, it'd be cool if I had all the audio recordings and everything. I could do like a live album. And I was like, well, we don't have them. But I was like, Facebook did.
Yeah.
So I went into Facebook and I recorded everything off of it and trimmed some stuff in the software and threw it up there. And it's been doing pretty good.
That's
And
cool,
the
man.
numbers, especially Spotify, it's been crazy. I just checked. I just put a post out on Facebook yesterday. We just passed 4,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, so
Those are really good numbers, dude. That's impressive.
it was crazy because this time last month, or when I went on the radio show, it was at 100. It's been 100.
Oh,
It's been at 100 since I released my first album in January.
That big of a jump.
So it
That's
jumped,
awesome.
man. It jumped. But
That's cool. Have you seen
Thanks, man.
anything specifically from that besides just the number and being like, wow, my numbers are going up? Have you gotten any gigs that have been specifically like, hey, I heard you on Spotify?
Yeah, actually, I got put on a different radio station.
Okay, cool.
88.7 WCW.
Yeah.
That's Spindale. Is that a
Mhm.
Spindale? Yeah. They reached out to me and was like, hey, man, we heard you. It come up on a shuffle on Spotify, and we added you to the thing, and it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, some of the TikTok stuff too. TikTok, there's this playlist on there called like sad cowboy music or something. They got a hold of it and threw it out there, and that's what helped a lot too. TikTok really helps. So.
So folks are catching word of Mason Cole. What's your hashtag?
Who the hell's Mason Cole?
They're going to find out. That's all I'm going to say. So, hey, man, you want to play a tune while we're hanging out up here? I see you got your guitar.
Let's do it.
All
This
right,
is
man.
one that I wrote. I guess it was junior year of high school. I walked in the first period, and first period was welding. And the welding instructor told us a story about this guy from the upper end of the county who had a permit to make gasohol, and he would use it to make white liquor instead. And all the cops and congressmen and county officials would go up there and get their gasohol from him. And he told me a story, and the whole time I hear banjos and all kinds of different instruments in the back of my head. And he wouldn't let me write that song right then and there. I was like, hey, I don't need to go weld. I need to write this song. So I had to go weld, and I was welding like crap because I was sitting there the whole time trying to figure out the tune to the song and write it in my head. So I went to second period and failed a test, got a 0, but I wrote the song instead. So, but this one's one that just released. It's called Gasohol. Businessman come down, get what you can take. So fight in hot water with a little NaOH. A souped up Cadillac could use some gasohol, but you can't beat white liquor in the middle of the fall. It roams these hills, tin and steel, waving a blade of steel. And trust me, man, you steal his plan to make what he sells. But don't cross some more bad talking, Lord will cut you to watch you bleed. He won't bury your dead body, you'll return to see. Don't hang your head over, son, you're already there. The fire's in your bloodstream, the death in your glare. Crack of dawn, we just begun, fumes in the air. It ain't gasohol, it's white liquor, y'all, and there's enough to share. The congressman drank from a can, the feds prefer a jar. Arrested to his broom while debating in the yard. You'll never see them or hear them, Lord, they're quiet as a mouse. But the moment I roll my own stone, they come busting down my house. Don't hang your head over, son, you're already there. The fire's in your bloodstream, the death in your glare. Crack of dawn, we just begun, fumes in the air. It ain't gasohol, it's white liquor, y'all, and there's enough to share. Well, I left town and I went down to see what the hype's about. My tongue hit that water and it fell right out of my mouth. And needless to say, I left that day, I felt the fires from hell. But I'd burn to ash, I'd bust my ass to drink that shit from a pail. Don't hang your head over, son, you're already there. The fire's in your bloodstream, the death in your glare. Crack of dawn, we just begun, fumes in the air. It ain't gasohol, it's white liquor, y'all, and there's enough to share. It ain't gasohol, it's white liquor, y'all, and there's enough to share.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kicking it off with some high octane, you know. The first song this weekend. It's like 120 proof one right there. Good stuff, dude. Once
Thanks,
again,
man. Thank you.
Mason Cole, y'all. And again, please check him out and check out that 92.9 WAME live release he just put out. I think you can check out the live stream still too. We had some interview time where we chit-chat a little bit in between songs too, so you can learn some more about him there. I'm sure you got plenty of gigs coming up, probably too many to even remember off the top of your head.
Tomorrow night, I'm going to be at the Hickory Premiere opening up for
nice.
Dirty Grass Soul and the Piedmont Boys up there.
Have you been there yet?
No, but
dude, that venue is like
nice.
top notch.
I'm
My
look-
buddy
I'm looking
Josh
forward to it.
Goodfellow, he's running that place,
Really?
and he does really
yeah,
good
I'm
work.
looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. It's gonna be a really
Nice.
good one.
Yeah, we were just up there for Danny's that Friendsgiving event that we did,
Cool.
and it was really cool. We got to hang out with a bunch of cool people and check out that venue, and just kind of made me like get venue fever for Statesville. Like I want another venue that's like, I love this venue, don't get me wrong, but I want something that's a little bit more spacious, you know, just something like when you see it, you're gonna be like, yeah, y'all need that in Statesville too. That's cool, man.
Thanks,
Dirty
man.
Grass
Thank
Soul
you.
too. That's a really nice back-to-back type of lineup. You'll fit in really well with them.
Man, they're good boys. They're great.
I've heard them. Their recording of Tyler Hatley's song "Fiddles and Rain."
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorites too.
And Tyler Hatley's a good buddy of mine too.
Oh really?
Yeah, we played Daddy Joe's in Gaffney, the barbecue house.
Wow.
One night, just on the porch out there.
That's funny, man.
Together, man. Yeah.
The music scene, it's very tight knit, and it's very funny too because then there's also these missed connections that it seems like. Like last year, we just introduced Justin Clyde Williams to Bart Lattimore. And they're very, very similar styles, very similar personalities, good old boys, and they had never met before. And I could have sworn, I was like, these guys have probably played like at least 10 shows together, just guessing, you know. I was like, they've had to at least shared a bill somewhere. But no, dude, they shook hands, like, nice to meet you. And I just watched it happen. I was like, y'all haven't met? How is that possible?
It's crazy how the chemistry works sometimes, man. That stuff's crazy.
Yeah,
That stuff's
man.
wild.
Are you going to be able to attend any of the late night jams this weekend? Have you heard about the late night jams? Oh, so each night when everything winds down, we're just going to be kind of turning all the power off, keeping the lights on and stuff, but we're just going to chill in this room until everybody gets tired, and we're just going to play some acoustic songs.
If
and
I can, to be Saturday
network.
night.
Yeah, man.
That'd be the
It's going to be about
night.
midnight we fire up for that Saturday night. But yeah,
Cool.
you're more than welcome to come and hang out, and it's going to be a really fun, laid-back evening to close each night of the festival.
Awesome.
Friday or Thursday. Tonight we're doing one too. The artist picker. What is it? The Picker Circle. That's what we're calling it. I don't know. We just tried to find names for it because it happened organically last year. It was really funny. Like someone was like, "All right, where's the after party after the after party?" And we're like, well, "I don't know. Y'all want to go hang out at the jail for a little bit?" I guess. So we kind of came over here, and everybody's kind of drinking and hanging out and playing songs and tossing it back and forth. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we should put that on the schedule so folks can hear about it, and if they're not on the bill or anything and they still want to participate or maybe jam with some of their favorite singer-songwriters that are locals here, it might happen. We're just going to be hanging out.
That's cool.
Picking and grinning.
Ain't nothing better.
Yeah, man. So, once again, thanks so much for being here, dude.
Man.
I look forward to hanging out with you again on Saturday. I know that you've got a time crunch. You got to get to band practice. So I don't want to hold you up too much longer
good,
here.
man.
Do you want to play another one before you go?
Yeah, let's play one more.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Let's I'll play this one. I don't like to write a bunch of love songs. I said that on the radio thing too. This is another one off of there, but when you start dating a girl, you have to.
Yeah.
If not, she'll get mad. This song's called Loving You. I got a mind set on leaving and a heart that's fainting for a road. But I find refuge in your arms. You save me from all the harm I know. And it's a damn crying shame. My mind's a never-ending game of hell. I poison my mentality with all these false realities and lies. I keep lying to myself. If I could just shake these demons, I might just find a reason to lie here and make love with you. I can't stand to see you smile. You're happy while all the while I'm dying. I'm hiding from the truth, but I'll never stop loving you. I don't talk about the future. The future's too damn far away. Cause I could live till the end of time, where I could lie down and never wake. Don't let it go to your heart. I'm a bad man. scars and hardly anything else left to say. Take my silver, take my dimes, swear to me I'm so fine, oh honey, how I've long since slipped away. But I found myself in your love. I go to hell and back above as long as it's you I cling to. I'm terrified for no reason. I'm scared of failure, scared of freezing, but I turn 30 shades of blue before I ever stop loving you. I'll try and find you a cure for all the pain you'll endure from just a touch of my right hand. I'll burden your atrocities, and all the pain can be on me. Oh, honey, I don't really give a damn. If I could just shake these demons, I might just find a reason to lie here and make love with you. I can't stand to see you smile. You're happy while all the while I'm dying. I'm hiding from the truth, but I'll never stop loving you.
Nice.
Y'all, thank you.
Mason Cole, y'all. Mason's going to be back here Saturday afternoon in the round at 4 o'clock with Chad Andrew Harris and Blake Breedlove, and I'll be hosting that. So I'm excited to have you back, man. Thanks again for hanging out and chit-chatting, playing a couple tunes.
Always.
Coming in on a cold start and still sounding like you're warmed up, man. I don't know how you do it.
Me neither.
Very good, man. All right, y'all. So I'm going to give you a little rundown. We're going to take a quick break in a second and get the next interview ready. So we got some more interviews coming up, like I said. Sam Taylor was scheduled to be next, but he's unfortunately not going to be able to make it for his interview session today. He let me know about that plenty ahead of time, so there's no hard feelings there. This is a pretty laid-back session that we're doing right now. But my friend Presley Layton's going to be up next, and we happened to be at the Brent Cobb show recently together and bumped shoulders and was like, hey, I didn't know you liked Brent Cobb that much to come see him live, so that was pretty cool. And we're going to chit-chat about what she's been up to. I think she's getting ready to release some new music, or maybe already has. I can't remember. We're going to find out. And then my buddy Chase Killo's on his way up here from Charlotte. We're going to find out what's going on with him, and he's going to be hosting tonight's In the Round session, which starts at 7:30. And then we got Danny Carr coming up to chit-chat too, closing out the interview sessions around 5 o'clock. And then we're going to be doing an introduction ceremony, and we literally have no plan. Hey, I said Chase was on his way. He's not. He's here in the house. I love it. We're going to be doing an introduction ceremony at 6:30 to 7, and we're basically going to get all these musicians that are in the house up on stage and just kind of see, like, hey, do we know a song together? It might be Freebird. It might be some Michael Jackson. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to do something for 30 minutes up here then. And then we're going to take a little time to set up and get ready for our In the Round session tonight, which is at 7:30. It's going to run till about 9 o'clock, depending on how long things go with conversations and stuff. You never really know with this kind of thing. But Chase is going to be hosting that round, and we're going to have Stephen Davidson here. Sam Taylor is going to be sitting over yonder as well. We're going to have Michael Kanzler coming down from Hickory, and Bart Lattimore is in the house as well. They're all going to be hanging out on stage tonight. So stick around for that. We're not going to be live streaming any of this stuff. This is the only thing we're live streaming, so keep that in mind. If you want to come check this out, you got to come out in person. Otherwise, you're going to have to catch this on the internet in like 3 or 4 months when we finally have time to edit all this footage that we're about to have. But so that's what's happening tonight. There's a whole bunch of other stuff too. I'll inform you all about that sometime in the next couple of interviews. So stick around for more. Singers Songbirds November sessions are in full swing, y'all. Thanks for being here. We about good up there? Good for the next interview. It's interview time number 2. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Just got through chit-chatting with Mason Cole, kicking things off here at Singers and Songbirds. This is the second time we've done this, and we're having us a good time already, and we're just getting started. I got Presley Layton here, and she's been busy, and she's killing it. She was here for, what was it, the Songbird preview. Yeah. And she blew us all away. It was incredible, but we bumped into each other at the Brent Cobb show a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, wow.
Well, you told me about it at the preview show, and I was like, I got to get me some tickets for that.
Nice.
So
that's
up.
how that worked out.
It did, yeah, actually.
Awesome. And Presley's going to be playing here this weekend as well. All of the interviewees or people I'm talking to on stage is what I'm trying to say. All these people that are going to be in the interviews are going to be performing over the weekend, and Presley's going to be in the round Friday afternoon, or Friday evening, I guess I should say, around 7:30. And are you going to be coming back after that? I can't remember.
Well, I'll be back either way, where I'm
Really?
in something or not. I'm going to be here. So
Good.
I got to see these people.
And you got to come to the late night jail jams too and pick some tunes.
Tonight probably will be one of those nights.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
We're just going to kind of hang out.
Sweet.
So what have you been up to since we last talked?
Well, been playing as much as possible.
Yes.
At the end of last year, I just started throwing crap against the wall to see what would stick. Started just emailing people like crazy because I hadn't really done any playing anywhere until like maybe 4 or 5 years before that, and even then it was extremely sporadic. But I've been trying to stay really busy, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm in spaces that are dedicated to music versus somebody gnawing on the chicken bone, like I said last time. I was here in the corner in a bar, you know. So it's been fun. It's been really good.
It's a nice change of pace when people actually clap at the end of your song instead of like in the middle when the team scores on the TV that's behind you.
Yes. Now, I love it. You know, it's a good time at the bars, but yeah, I'd love to graduate from that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to cut your teeth too, you know, and the bars are the perfect place to do that because the people sometimes you're just background music. You know, it's sometimes looked at as a paid rehearsal to some musicians, which nothing wrong with that,
really
I suppose.
Is. Yeah, definitely gives you some good stuff to go off of.
The other thing I want to talk about, I know you got some new music that you're fixing to be putting out, or maybe you already did. I can't remember.
Not yet. It's next Friday.
Okay,
the
and
24th.
Which
Black
tune
Friday.
was it?
Old George.
That's right. Yeah,
Old George.
And that was the one that made me laugh out loud when she played it. It's just clever.
Weird
the lyrics in it are very well put together.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she wasn't aware that, you know, guitars were allowed during the interviews here. And I told her, I was like, you got your guitar. You can come in and play a song or two if you want to. So I think now is as good a time as ever if you want to play a tune.
Well, while we're talking about it, why not Old George?
Hey.
Pushed it a little bit. I've been all about some shameless plugging recently. I don't really like the social media stuff, but it's just a necessary evil. But yeah, if y'all weren't here during the preview show, this song I'm releasing next week, it's called Old George, and I grew up in Stanley County, northeast of Charlotte, you know. So the grade school that I went to, my principal was allowed to use a paddle on us, and for whatever reason, she named him George. So everybody in the school knew exactly who George was. You didn't want to cross him, and so that's where this song came from. But it didn't really spur this thought until I heard Tyler Childers' Bus Route. Actually, so there's a verse that he sings. It's the second verse, and he's talking about the bus driver, and he's like, how's it go? He didn't need no driver's aid to keep a bunch of kids in line. Well, all he needed was a glare in the mirror and a paddle that he carved from pine. Blessed from punk kids alive. So that line right there gave me the thought, like, oh my God, I didn't want to think about that again. But there's Old George, so that's how it started off. Yeah.
Bringing back memories, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Let's make sure we got your guitar unmuted real quick.
Oh, you know what? I never plugged in.
Oh, it's right behind you, actually.
Sorry, y'all.
Right behind you. Yeah, that's the one.
Look at y'all taking care of me, and I don't know anything.
It's
all
okay.
right?
I should have reminded you. We were just jumping up here.
All right, dog. Let's see what we got now.
Uno momento, por favor. Coming at you. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you, Brian. was one bad mother, head honcho at the Christian school. In a Podunk County in North Carolina, she'd crack a smile every couple blue moons, smoke like a freight train, 2 packs a day, palm my butts outside the window in the grass. And one day she found that poplin boy smoking, laid that oak paddle to his ass. She called him old George, old George. He had a vibe about as bad as a snake. Well, old George, you leave a mark for a couple of days. He burned like fire, cut like a knife. He put the fear of God in our minds. Oh, old George, oh. A little leather loop at the end with a twist cap, everything tied right around her wrist. We said, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, never gave any lip, because we knew she wasn't afraid to let him rip. Oh, George, old George, he had a vibe about as bad as a snake. Well, old George, he leave a mark for a couple of days. He burned like fire, cut like a knife. He put the fear of God in our minds. Oh, old George, oh, oh. Snuck through the window that she left unlocked, stole him off the hook beside the grandfather clock, took him to the woods and burned him to ash, put him in a jar along with the match. So long, old George, you had a vibe about as bad as a snake. Well, old George, you leave a mark for a couple of days. He burned like fire, he cut like a knife. He put the fear of God in our minds. Oh, well, old George, oh, well, so long, old George, oh, old George, old George. Y'all. And I've just learned I need to take this clunky bracelet off because it's going to get caught on a string if I ain't careful.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you got to watch out. That metal on metal, too. You'll break a string before you know it.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't want that. I didn't bring extras, so that'd be bad.
Look out now. I think we might have some around here if it happens. So.
Dire situation.
Awesome. Old George right there.
Old George.
And like she said, that's new stuff fixing to be released here in, like you said, a week or two or something?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
24th.
Right.
My very first single ever, y'all.
Well, we will be sure to add that to our Singers and Songbirds playlist that we have up.
Appreciate it.
It's a little late, a little after the festival, but that's okay. It still falls into the umbrella as far as I'm concerned.
Indeed. I agree.
So that's good stuff. What else have you been up to? You got a lot of gigs coming up or anything cool you want to talk about? Random, whatever, it's an interview.
I got some really, really cool news this week. I got a call from, I don't know if y'all are ever in Boone, but there's a guy named Adam Church, and he plays up that way a ton, and he's very popular. And so he played Appalachian Theater. I've been wanting to play there forever, and I knew it wasn't going to happen for quite some time for me personally. But he called me out of the blue this week, and he's like, "Hey, we're playing there on May 10th. Would you want to open for us?" I'm like, "Heck yes, man."
Nice.
In other words, but heck yes, man. So yeah, I'm very excited about that
cool.
one. Though.
That's an awesome place. I know that the Antlers and Acorns Festival, they have a lot of really cool events in that room
they
too.
Really do.
Have you been a part of? Oh yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that too. Our drummer from a band that I'm in, Red Eye Gemini, he lives up that way, and he was telling us about Boonerang. He says it's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's really neat.
I would love to be part of it at some point, but I'm just so new to all of it that nobody knows who the heck I am quite yet. But we gonna get there one way or another.
And so that's like your stomping grounds up that way?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've been there for about 12 years now. I went to school, and at App, and so I've been there since 2012.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I love it up there. It's a little
I do
crowded at
too.
certain times, but when you catch it the right
Preach, dude.
time, it's
Yeah.
fun. I like it.
Mhm.
Cool stuff. Well, let's see what
Yeah.
time we got over here. 4:45. Yeah, you know what? Let's do one more tune, and then we're going to take us a little breather, and I'm going to talk about more of the schedule and stuff, and then we'll get our next interviewee or guest, or I think we'll go with guest. That's a bit easier word for me.
You're a capo then.
And just once again, I just want to remind y'all that Presley will be back here. If you like that sound that she's got, you need to come check her out in the round, because she's going to play more than just 2 songs, and she's going to have a whole bunch more stories to share. And that's going to be Friday afternoon, which is tomorrow. I mean, my days are all messed up right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
But yeah, come check that out. Bart Lattimore is going to be hosting that round. Danny Carr is going to be a guest. Isaac Hickerson is going to be in the round. And a little birdie told me that it's his birthday. It's his 30th birthday. So we're going to have a whole bunch of fun. And then also Nathan C. Davis and, of course, Presley is going to be in the round there.
Awesome.
So y'all check that out. We still got tickets available. Visit www.ritrnc.com if you're watching the live stream right now and you're like, man, I want to go check this out. I ain't been to the old jail before. I haven't heard of any of these songwriters. I didn't know this existed. Well, this is your chance. Come on out.
Heck yeah.
Exactly.
time.
So Presley, yeah, let's close it out with another tune of yours real quick.
Yeah. No, y'all have no idea like how much I love a space like this. Like in August when y'all had the preview show, that was the first time I'd ever been part of anything like listening room related.
Nice.
And it's become my favorite thing on earth.
Yes.
Now, so very
Love to
happy
hear
to
that.
be here, y'all.
Awesome.
But talking about the whole going to App State kind of thing, this is another song that'll be on the EP that we'll be releasing. So this one will come out in a couple months. But I met this dude 3 weeks before I graduated from App State. I was singing karaoke in this bar up the street, and I was singing Girl Crush, as a matter of fact. And I had been eyeballing this dude that had been sitting at the bar the whole time, and I'm like, I like him. Like, he's a good-looking man. And so anyway, I get done singing that song. I'm walking back to my table. I feel a tap on my shoulder, and it's him. And I'm married to him now, and he's from Banner Elk, North Carolina, so that's up in the mountain stomping grounds. So I had to tell my lovely parents down there in Stanley County that I was not coming back to that area, and I've been up there ever since. So this one is called Mountain Man. Well, Daddy, I found me a mountain man. He plays in a little old bluegrass band. His grandmama's in the pen for cooking a batch high in the hills of Appalach. Well, Daddy, I found me a mountain man. Said he gon' put a ring here on my hand. He took me up to the ridge on the top of the world. You're my ride or die, honey, won't you be my girl? Oh, 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 Daddy, I'm telling you, and the simple truth is that he's gonna take me down to the chapel in the valley where we'll have a pretty girl named Callie. Tell her that we love her every day and night. Like you did for me, I'll raise her right. I'm begging you, give him a chance. A mountain man. Well, he said, look me in the eye before you go. Girl, I loved you first, that I hope you know. Well, I said, don't cry for me, please understand. I can still love you in my mountain man. Oh, 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 Daddy, I'm telling you, and the simple truth is that he's gonna take me down to the chapel in the valley where we'll have a pretty girl named Callie. Tell her that we love her every day and night. Like you did for me, I'll raise her right. I'm begging you, give him a chance. Mountain man, well, I'm begging you, appreciate you very much.
Yeah. Kicking it up a notch right there. Love it.
Trying to.
Them vocals, man, just like sounds
you.
so good in this room. I don't know,
Appreciate it.
something about specifically, like a couple of people have mentioned this to me. Female vocals in this listening room just like they just resonate and they sound so
a
good.
good sounding
I don't
room
know.
in here.
It's amazing.
This place
Like,
is amazing. So
I love it. I'm glad you
y'all for
enjoy
this
it too.
space.
Thanks for being here, y'all. Once again, Presley Layton.
Thank you, Brian.
Gonna be back here in the round on Friday, if I remember
We'll see
right. Did I say
y'all.
that?
Yeah,
that's
tomorrow.
right. And yeah, tomorrow. That's
I
an even
know.
better way to
It's
look at
blurring
it.
together.
And once again, y'all, I don't think I've even introduced myself. If you're watching the live stream, you're like, who is this dude that's just up here hanging out on stage talking with the mic? Who gave this guy the mic? Well, I'm Brian. I'm president of Roots in the Round. I help put on this whole festival and find all these artists and try and make sure people find them as well and can hear them and figure out where to hear their music and all that type
It's
of stuff.
incredible.
So once again, thanks for being here for the interviews.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to just chit-chat a little bit more because I couldn't finish talking about the entire schedule
Sweet.
in that last end of the interview. So let's just keep looking into what's going on tomorrow. So Friday is going to be kicking off at 3 o'clock, and we're going to be doing something new called the workshop sessions. And it's going to be 3 separate workshops. I don't know what a workshop is. I didn't look it up, but I just wanted to call it something because I want these artists to do what they want on stage. It's not just going to be like playing songs back to back. It's going to have a lot of stories. And me and Josh is the vice president of Roots and Round, we're going to be kicking that off with a little 1-hour seminar chit-chat thing about teamwork and how we've figured out how to work together over the years because we spent a decade together in a band, and before that we went to opposing high schools and we were basically enemies, and like it's crazy what you can make work with teamwork. So we're gonna kind of delve into that with no specific plan or motive, just kind of see what happens. And then Hannah Kamener's coming down from the mountains to hang out for a workshop, and then hers is actually gonna be themed around going and leaving home and just the different feelings that have to do with that. Apparently she has some songs that are specifically geared around those type of things, which is going to be really interesting to see how she can go in depth about that. It's going to be really cool. And then we were supposed to have Carla Kincaid for the workshop sessions, but she's super busy and was not able to make it. Again, she let me know plenty time ahead of time, no hard feelings. She's still going to be in the round this weekend. But Justin Clyde Williams is going to be showing up. He said, I've never done a workshop. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, dude, just come bring your guitar and just talk because people are going to enjoy it either way. And we just kind of want to hear about how you do your thing, that type of idea, kind of just let him have the reins. So there's no telling what might happen when he gets on stage. Keep that in mind. If you want to attend that, you're watching the live stream right now, there's tickets on our website. It's $10 to come hang out for all 3 of those sessions. And all the proceeds from ticket sales go to the musicians. So the more people that buy tickets, the more money we can give our musicians. So just look at it that way. It's incentive. And then we're going to be having a family dinner Friday afternoon, 6 to 7. We basically just left a 1-hour window open on the schedule so folks can get outside and check out the truck. We're going to have a food truck on site, and if you haven't eaten from the truck, it's Cheryl, and Cheryl is one of the best cooks around here. She's got some phenomenal stuff on the menu. It's posted up somewhere around here. It's on our website if you want to see. She's got like Philly cheesesteak. She's got these Korean beef tacos that are sweet, spicy, and savory all at the same time. It's just, I'm telling you, hang out for that. So we'll have a family dinner, and we'll just sit down and hang out with everybody. And then we're having another Roots in the Round Friday, which I said earlier, the whole lineup. Bart Lattimore's hosting. Danny's going to be in the round. Isaac Hickerson, Nathan C. Davis, and Presley's going to be here for that. And then to close out Friday, we're going to be doing the dance party with the Insomniacs. And I was in here last night, and I had the privilege of getting everything checked in and hanging out with them for a nice rehearsal and just kind of figuring out what the vibe was going to be like. And I'm telling y'all, it's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be laid back. It's going to be completely different from everything else we're doing during the weekend. And we're going to turn the lights down, we're going to turn the bass up, and we're going to have some fun and just kind of groove for a couple hours in here. And then to close out the night after that, we're just doing the jail jam. Like I said, every night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, we're going to be in here just kind of turning off the PA system, turning the lights up a little bit, and setting some chairs in a circle and just picking the songs that we know until we get tired. Because, I don't know, it would just happen last year organically, and it was one of my favorite parts, and I wanted to make sure that other people had a chance to enjoy that as well. So that's everything that's happening on Friday. I'll go in depth on the Saturday schedule as well when we get done with our next interview, which is going to be Chase Kilo. Y'all stick around. We'll be back with him in just a few minutes. It's Singers and Songbirds, the November rendition right here at the Old Jail in Statesville, North Carolina. Hey, 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 hey. We back! Yes, indeed. So, welcome to Singers and Songbirds. If you're just tuning into the live stream, sorry I'm turned away and you're just like looking at the back of my head. My name's Brian Olson, and we're here during the interview session, and we're about halfway through this right now. We got Chase Kilo here with me. Glad to be back with you here and have you back in the jail, man. Chase was actually part of like the OG Roots in the Round. I think it was the second session, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, man, and it was a good time, and I always enjoy his tunes and his stories. He's got a lot of cool stories and just wisdom, I feel like, to share with everybody. And he's going to be hosting tonight's In the Round session, and we're really excited because throughout the weekend we've got a lot of guest hosts, which is a new thing. I think I mentioned that during Mason's interview earlier. Usually I'm up here guest hosting. We tested the waters with Justin Clyde Williams as a guest host last year, and then also Danny Carr as well, and they both went swimmingly. And you know what? We're like, let's just kind of let some other artists take the reins and see what happens. You know, let their personality shine and see what questions they want to ask artists, and see where it takes each show and kind of give them each their own unique vibe instead of just having me up here asking the same questions all the time. And I don't know, just changing it up. So again, glad to have Chase here. What you been up to, man?
Well, you know, just playing gigs.
I know you're a busy dude, and you've been busy like since we met back in the day. I feel like you ain't never slowed down.
Yeah, man, just trying to keep the wheels rolling and the lights on, man.
That's what you gotta do. I know you're always down there at Smokey Joe's doing different stuff.
Yeah, man, we do that every Tuesday, and you know, I play with some really good players over there, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just fun to be able to do that.
I love catching the videos of it because y'all are always just whipping out some interesting, obscure covers. And
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
got some, like you said, some great players up there.
Yeah, and everybody's, you know, we all got different things we're into, and you know, just somebody throws something, if it hits, and we're like, yep, let's give that a
Let's
try.
run with it.
Yeah, sometimes we do Steely Dan, sometimes we do the Isley Brothers. It just depends.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. I like mixing it up too, and it kind of reminds me of like the old Double Door a little bit. The vibes that y'all got going on with some of the jams and
You
stuff.
know,
I don't know. I haven't been there yet, but that's just when I watch the videos, it feels that way to
With
me.
everything shutting down in Charlotte, Smokey's is probably gonna be that last, you know, dying
Staple
breath.
kind of thing. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but still fortunate for that y'all have something like that down there that's still living and breathing because,
Oh yeah, definitely.
like you said, they are kind of just disappearing left and right. Especially the smaller venues, like the medium-sized venues, they're probably here to stay. But anyways, man, like I said, we've had Chase in the round. I'm really excited to have him as a guest host, and he'll probably play a couple tunes when you host. Do you have any plans for the guest hosting? I haven't really
You know,
talked to
I was
anybody
kind of
about
just
that.
gonna try and meet everybody. I mean, I know Sam and I know
That's true. You do
Steven,
Yeah,
but the other guys I don't really know, so I guess I'll just kind of get a feel for it and see,
Nice.
you know.
I like that it's a mix, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
you know two and you don't know the other two.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. Well, hey man, like I told everybody else, you know, if you come in with a guitar, you get a pass to play a song or two, and you came in with a nice looking Taylor, and I think you're ready to go. So, you want to play one?
Yeah, man. I'm actually working on a record right now, my third record. I've got one song done, but I got married in August, the end of August.
Nice.
So I'm trying to. We had a lot of stuff going on with that, and now I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, and you know, focus on that while being a married man. So here's a song about playing on the road. It's called "Living the Dream." Well, July in Texas, Lord, it's hot as hell. $1 cattle, well, I hate the smell. And you drive for hours with no one to tell. I guess I'm living the dream. Well, baby calls around 2 a.m. and she's been crying 'cause I'm gone again. I say I love you and the call just ends. Well, I guess we're living the dream. And old road dog don't know what that means. Some worn out tires and some rusted strings. And I fight the devil every song I sing. I guess I'm living the dream. Pick one, boy. Well, I played a pool hall and no one cared. They all just talked or they laughed and stared. But I got a bed instead of a captain's chair. Well, I guess I'm living the dream. And I got a gig almost every day, but gas is high and the pay is the same. And I only got myself to blame. I guess I'm living the dream. And paying dues don't know what that means. Some worn out tires and some rusted strings. I fight the devil every song I sing. I guess I'm living the dream. Well, I got some downtime at the end of the year. Go see the family, drink some ice cold beer. And summer comes, I'll be right back here, just living the dream. And old road dog don't know what that means. Some worn out tires and some rusted strings. I fight the devil every song I sing. I guess I'm living the dream. I guess we're living the dream. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Nice. New stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I love it. That's my favorite thing is when these artists come in and they bring new material each time. So a quick backstory on that. So my buddy, who was it? Garrett Huffman. I had him on the radio recently, and he came in here, and he's like 17 or something. He's a young cat.
Oh, buddy.
And so, man, he's already killing it. Like, as soon as I heard him, I was like, dude, he's got the stuff. I was like, how many songs do you have? I think he had, like, 15 songs or something at the time. He shows up at the radio station last time, and he played, like, 8 new songs. Like,
Hungry.
just right there. Yeah, dude, hungry.
Hungry.
This is, like, less than a year after I had seen him play, and he didn't really have anything fresh. Like, he played the same songs I had seen him play the last time before that, and all of a sudden now he's got this big, fresh batch. I love when artists have that happen.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I feel like there's just so much music out right now for kids to absorb, and the way that they're getting it
Yes.
is so much easier. Like, when we were kids, like, you had to buy CDs to be able to listen to stuff.
Yeah,
I'd have people be like, you ever heard of so-and-so? And I'm like, no. And nowadays, you can just Spotify it when they do it. But back then, it's like, all right, I need to go to somewhere that sells CDs and dig through all this stuff to find it.
Yep, or you get your friend that rips you a CD or something, and
Bear
it's
share.
inaccurate.
Yeah.
Like they have like Guns N' Roses, but it's really Def Leppard
Yeah.
or something like that.
LimeWire, and then your parents
Yeah.
get mad because you make the computer crash for 3 weeks.
Yep, been there. Sorry. But yeah, that's how we had to do it back then. Like you said, the kids got it made as far as like being able to find music. It's at their fingertips.
Inspiration, really, just being able to find the inspiration to do it.
Yep, and good music too. Like anybody who says like there's not good music coming out is because they're only tuned into like a radio station,
Yeah.
one specific station or something like that. Because if you dig, man, there's all kinds of new music. I put together a playlist of all new music that I've been digging on that came out between October and November, and there's over 200 songs on that playlist.
Heck yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it depends on what kind of music you like, obviously.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
mean-
pretty open-minded.
I am too, but it is what it is.
So let's talk about this new music of yours that you're working on. You in the studio already?
I am in the studio already. I'm doing some stuff over at Susu Studio
Nice.
in
That's a cool
Charlotte.
room. Yeah.
It's a cool room, man.
It's just like it feels like a little machine shed with a house shed attached to it, and like they
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of connected it all and made it super cozy and
Yeah.
quiet.
And Chris and Jason, the guys that run it over there, man, they're really cool dudes. I've worked with Chris once or twice, and I've worked with Jason on some sessions that I got hired for a bunch. And
Nice.
he's a great songwriter in his own right.
Yes.
And it's just fun to go and record with people that actually understand how to make a song come to life. You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying?
For sure. Well, they got the gear to do it too. I
For
found some
real.
old field over on that wall, buddy.
Oh
and
yeah, they got some old Vox AC30s too.
yeah,
so-
there's some tone in there. I had a hard time deciding which one I was going to run when I was tracking there.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's awesome that you're doing that. You got an album title yet?
not yet, man.
Cool.
I'm kind of just trying to see where it goes. I have enough songs to do one, but I'm at the stage where it's like, I'm a big fan of like idea albums. I
Mhm.
like the Beatles concepts, and I'm just like, There should be an overall theme to the album instead of just 12 songs.
I like that.
You know, and since it's my third one, it's just like, well, why not do that?
Put the work in and make it happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Especially if you got a good catalog of songs and you can really analyze them and be like, you know what, this one fits because of this. This one, you can, you can justify why they fit on the album, and like you said, kind of theme them around something or
Yeah.
a common idea or something like that.
Well, I feel like I've been doing this for a really long time, and I have a lot of stories that I'd like to tell about, you know, not just writing songs, but just being out on the road and just doing it, you know.
The experience.
Well, I sit down and talk with people all the time, and, you know, we're swapping stories, and, you know, I've got some pretty wild ones, man. I've lived a pretty wild life.
And that's what you need for a song. It's fuel for a song.
I tell people these stories, and they're just like, man, are you serious? And like, you jumped a Subaru over a canyon in the middle of Moab? I'm like, yeah, and I was drunk.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Well, cool, man. So once again, Chase is going to be hosting around tonight. You going to be hanging around for the Picker Circle?
We're going to see, man. It really depends. I got to go to Pinehurst pretty early tomorrow to play a wedding.
Uh-huh. I got you.
It all depends on
Got to
that.
set the alarm type of thing, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha, bro. Well, cool. Well, like I said, folks, we're going to get one more song out of Chase, and then I'm going to have Danny come up here, Danny Carr, and we're going to chit-chat about what she's been up to and some other stuff like that. And I'll go over the Saturday schedule as soon as we get another tune out of Mr. Chase here. And, again, please come check him out in the round as a guest host. I'm really excited to see how you take that on. It's just really interesting because everybody does it a little bit differently, and we don't know until the moment's here, and I love that about it.
Excellent.
So you gonna play us another new one? Or you gonna play us one off of something people can find?
Probably not. I mean, it's not online
Okay.
yet, but unless you like follow me on Facebook, because, you know, whenever I have ideas, I just like, you know what?
Yep.
Let's throw it up.
Yep.
See if
I'm always
anybody digs it.
shooting the thumbs up and the hearts at them.
But this is actually the first song I've recorded for my new record. It's called Tomorrow I Will. It's kind of a heavy tune. In 2020, I had 6 friends pass away from fentanyl overdose, and you know, it's a problem that a lot of people don't want to address or talk about, but I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about.
Yes.
So here it is. Alone at the bottom, what a long way would fall. In a cheap home hotel room with smoke in the walls, and I swore that the last time it'd be over for good. The chips that they give you, they're just pieces of wood. And I guess I'm dope sick, mama, and I wish I could change, but these voices are calling in the back of my brain. And I danced with the devil, and I wish I'd learned when I could still cross all the bridges I burned. And I remember the good times when I could still feel. But I stole and I borrowed for a 2-hour thrill. And my life's a disaster, and just a rolling downhill. And I should put down this needle, and tomorrow I will. But I guess I'm dope sick, mama, and I wish I could change, but these voices are calling back of my brain. And I danced with the devil, and I wish I'd learned when I could still cross, and all the bridges I burned. And now folks bring me flowers and cry tears of rage, and write words of remembrance at the end of my page. And some angel she's singing to carry me home. And mama's still broken from things I done wrong. But I was just sick, mama, and I wish I'd have changed. But those voices were calling in the back of my brain. And I danced with the devil, and I wish I'd learned when I could still cross, and all the bridges I burned. When I could still cross, and all the bridges I burned.
Nice, man. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a song a little heavy like that. Hits you right in the feels. Love it, dude. I like that you bring that stuff up. It needs to be brought up to the forefront, and I mean, musicians are great people to do that because we can put it together in a song, and it's, you know, it's tolerable, or not tolerable, but it just goes down a little easier, I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, once again, y'all, if you enjoyed Chase's sound and these couple tunes that you got to hear from him, he's going to be hosting around tonight at 7:30. So be sure to come around for that. We still got tickets available. It's $15. Come hang out for that. And we're going to be closing down tonight again, like I said, with a picker circle. And it sounds like Chase might hang out a little bit for that. We're just going to have some fun. And I'm inviting all the musicians. If anybody's tuned in on the live stream out there and they got your guitar and you're like, man, this is cool. I just moved to Statesville and I want to come meet some musicians. Well, tonight's your lucky night. Come on out. We're going to be jamming probably around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. We'll probably be kicking up, and we might jam till like midnight, 1 o'clock, depending on who shows up and how long we're here. But once again, thanks for being here, Chase.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll catch you here in a little bit. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the schedule for Saturday, and then we'll get ready for one more interview here with Danny Carr. So for Saturday, we're kicking things off with new album release sessions. So like I said, there's lots of new music coming out. And we've got 3 specific local artists from North Carolina that have all released brand new albums. Justin Edwards is first up at 11 to 12, and he's from over near the East Coast. And I met him at Merle Fest, just kind of doing a late night jam thing. And what I liked about him is he came up to a jam circle, and he's like, hey, y'all mind if I play some original tunes? I was like, please do, man. I mean, you know, I love the bluegrass standards and stuff, but at something like Merle Fest, that's like all you hear when you're going around to the picking circle. So when someone comes up and says, hey, can I play some originals, it's pretty refreshing. So he did that, and I heard his songs. I was like, man, I got to have you at our festival, or at least get you involved with what we're doing in Statesville. And he was happy to be involved. I also had him over at the radio station recently for a Drive at 5 session. That was pretty fun as well. Then we got Kendra Blethen. She's got a brand new album too, and she let me know that she's actually going to be bringing some musicians in here with her. So she's going to have, I think, 3 other performers on stage with her. So it's going to be very close performances to what she actually released. It's going to be kind of the same sound as she has on the album, not just a broke down sound. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then Lisa DeNovo is going to be coming back. She was in the Singers and Songbirds in April, and she's got new music out as well. And she's going to be going over the process of recording and releasing this, and play a couple tunes as well. I think we have guest hosts for these. I don't remember if I confirmed that or not. I have names on here, but we'll just keep those secret for now because I don't remember. I've been so busy, and it's just a lot when you've only got a couple people doing a big 4-day festival. So there's a couple more things happening Saturday. That's just when we're kicking off at 11 in the morning to 2. We got a presentation from the Insomniacs, and they're hosting the dance party Friday night. They're doing a nice presentation Saturday talking about what their nonprofit's accomplishing for the local community here. And they've been doing a lot of really cool stuff, so I encourage y'all to hang out for that. It's going to be free. And we have the Songbird Competition Winners Round, which Mason Cole, who was up here first for the interview, he's going to be in that round with Blake Breedlove, Chad Andrew Harris, and I'll be up here hosting that. That's from 4 to 5:30 on Saturday. And then following that round, we got back-to-back rounds. So we got the Women's Appreciation Round, which is something that we did in April, and it went over really, really well. It was a super special event, and we decided to bring it back. So we got Danny Carr hosting that round with guests Carla Kincaid, Sarah Kelly, Hannah Kaminer, and Lisa DeNovo. So that's going to be a really special round, and I want y'all to definitely check that out and make sure you buy tickets and come sell that one out because it's an experience, I'm telling you. And then we got an after party Saturday, and we're going to get pretty crazy in here with instrumental music. Because, I mean, hey, you don't have to be a singer to be a songbird, I don't think. That's why we call it Singers and Songbirds.
Yeah.
So we got some original instrumental music coming in here for the after party. Fair Sound's going to be in here, and they're kind of like neo-soul, smooth jazz type of thing. They got like saxophone and really cool guitar shredder guys and crazy drum beats and stuff. It's really good musician music, if I'm being honest. Like every musician's gonna be like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. But it's gonna be really fun. And then we got Oh No Casino closing down the after party. If you haven't heard of them or heard them in general, they're a duo, but they have a huge sound because they do like live looping and production on stage with all kinds of different electronic gizmos and Korgs and Moogs and whatever else is out there in the synth world that I don't know. And they make crazy sounds. They got cool lights they're bringing, and it's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be high energy, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And again, another jail jam Saturday night. If you want to bring your acoustic instruments, come on out. It's going to be a good time. So we got one more interview coming up with Danny Carr in just a couple of minutes here. Y'all stick around. It's Singers and Songbirds, the November sessions. Here brought to you by Roots in the Round, live at the old jail in Statesville, North Carolina. We'll be right back. Hey, 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 hey. Time for another interview, the last interview. And yeah, we're kicking the Singers and Songbirds Songwriter Festival, Songwriter Festival off. Kind of ran that together like crazy with this interview session. It's been a really good time hearing from all these artists who are going to be playing over the weekend. And it seems like everybody's putting out like new music, or at least working on new music, staying busy. And I love hearing that from everybody. Now we got Miss Danny Carr up here, and Danny's a familiar face from Roots in the Round. I mean, you were on the first episode.
Yep, which was, I don't know if you know, but actually 2 years ago exactly on this day.
Was it really?
Yep.
I did not know that. What? That's
Popped up in my memories.
how perfect is that? That's crazy. Wow. There's actually a picture of that out there in the lobby. If you look over there where all the artist pictures are laid out on the table, printed out a couple old pictures from the sessions, and there's one from that very first session, which that's just crazy. 2 years to this day. How perfect. So Danny's going to be hosting a round on, let's see, Saturday, and she's also going to be in the round as a guest on Friday with Bart Lattimore hosting. So she's going to be making some multiple appearances here. And now that you're up here, I can ask you, did we confirm that you're going to be hosting an album release session? I don't remember if we talked about that or not. I thought about it in my head one time, but I don't know if I actually like spoke the words to you
Yeah,
ever.
no, I don't think so. You know, I'm a slacker too, so I'm running behind on my album, so that's probably perfect that way.
Oh,
But we didn't do that.
I just thought I would ask it on the interview in person, because
Hey,
why not,
I do appreciate it.
Well, that's my fault. So I don't know what's going to happen for that. It's going to be interesting, but maybe if you're around, you can host one of those sessions. I know you said you're going to be hanging around all weekend because you recently moved closer to us here, and you're even more familiar face in Statesville, it seems like. I keep bumping into you. I'm walking down the street like, hey! It's awesome. I love it. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, Danny's a very familiar face on here, but she's also super busy. You've probably seen her on America's Got Talent. No, The Voice. No, which one was it? I can't remember.
America's Got
It was
Talent.
America's
yeah.
Got
They're all
Talent.
the same. Yeah.
It's one of them shows where you can see her on the TV, you know, which is really cool, and it definitely helps put Statesville on the map, showing that we've got the talent coming out of here, and people putting in the work too, getting out there and being seen and heard too. And you're one of those people, and I'm really glad to have you back as always. What have you been up to lately?
Oh man, it seems like so much, but it seems like, you know, this time of year is kind of cool because you get to look back at the past year, and especially how crazy this past year was from traveling back and forth to California, and also playing some really big shows with the band this year that I was really proud of. And with the band, which is Danny Carr and the Skeleton Crew, we took on this task this year, and we knew we were booked for a lot of shows that were a lot of long shows, so it's like, okay, we're going to have to do covers in some of these shows. And it's cool now because we're mixing and getting some straight up hour slots where we can just hammer some originals out and play our songs and stuff, which is cool. But for those other shows, we took on the task of one, making every show completely different, and also theming the different shows. So some of the things we did were Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. We did a set for Dock and Rock with that as a theme.
You did a Woodstock one, right?
Yeah, we did Woodstock on the original weekend of Woodstock was the big one that we did. We had done 1960, so just kind of experimenting and learning just such a wide array of music in a really short time. So I really just want to shout out the band on that. That's been one of the coolest things that's happened this year.
That takes a lot of hard work to link up. It's like herding cats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's got to do their homework, and they got to show up to rehearsals, especially
Yeah.
when you're adding new songs to set lists or theming it and doing an entire set that's very specific, you know, back-to-back songs in a specific order type of thing.
Right, yeah.
You know?
It definitely was a challenge, and you know, I'm just so thankful that I have members that were able to get together maybe twice to get some of these shows together. You know, we'd send the set list out and we'd practice twice and just go for it and be like, well, here
Good
we
enough.
go. So.
Well, sometimes you got to leave it a little loose too, so you can do it different live each time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want it to be too stale, or
Right.
I don't know. It just kind of gets to feeling unorganic. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and kind of just tailoring the set list to, you know, the place that you're playing, the time that you're playing, and just making it different for every show. I feel like it's been a fun challenge.
Yeah, and I think it engages your audience as well when you're theming a show compared to just, like you said, playing 12 or 13 songs that are kind of incoherent or whatever, you know. It just engages them. They might dress up in costume, or you know, it gives them something to look forward to. It's something different, and I don't know, I think that's really cool that you're doing stuff like
Thank you,
that.
man. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I know you're always working on new music. I heard you play at least 2 or 3 new songs at Balloon Fest that all caught my ear, and I even like came up and made sure I told you about it right afterwards.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
One was what, Gray Skies, if I remember right. That's a really cool song.
Thank you.
Yeah, Danny's putting in the work. What tune you got ready to go? Do you want to play one for us? I know
Well,
you said you didn't bring your guitar. We found you some sort of a
Yeah.
Martin D18 or something upstairs. I don't know where. Someone gave us a cool
Beggars
guitar.
can't be choosers, I guess. You know, just hand me
Thanks,
a Martin
Josh.
D18. Thanks, Josh.
Hold on, I think, yeah, it's got the inside little spinny things in there. You might have to spin them around
Maybe
until
I did
something
it
happens.
backwards.
I think we've got you unmuted.
Oh,
Yes, things are
there
happening.
it is. There it is.
Oh, she's tuned up nice, too. It sounds real nice.
Right? I was surprised. All right, so this one, this is a song that I wrote a couple years ago, but I'm actually working on my first debut full record, and this is, I believe, going to be the first song on the album, and I just love it. I love it opening up with it, and feels like a good way to start the week. So this one's called I Wish I Was. Well, I've got friends that I haven't seen, but they think of me. And I've got family I said I'd call for return for. Well, I wish I was. Said I wish I was just a little bit better, yeah. Ooh, ooh. Well, I've got a song that I said I'd sing, but I still don't know what the words mean. And I've got a team who wants more from me, but I'm trying not to sing. Oh, I wish I was. Said I wish I was just a little bit better. Yeah. Thank you, somebody. Well, maybe I am. Said maybe I am. You know, maybe we're all just doing the best that we can. But I wish I was. Said I wish I was just a little bit better. Yeah. I wish I was. Said I wish I was just a little bit better. Thank y'all.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, that one always gets stuck in my head, and I think I remember the first time y'all played that here because it was a show that you and Matt were doing, a little acoustic thing. You had a fiddle too.
Yep. Oh gosh.
It was cool though. It was different, you know. Like I mean,
Thanks,
yeah, it
man.
was like super simple fiddle stuff, but hey, it complemented the music really well.
Thank
you know,
you.
it doesn't have to be flashy to make it sound good.
Thank you.
So I thought that was cool that you brought the fiddle out for that show back then, and I remember I liked how that song has evolved. It's
thank
grown.
you.
You haven't changed any words, you haven't sang anything different, but it's just solidified.
Yeah, and when I first wrote the song, like I personally put it away forever, and Matt actually was the one that suggested that I bring that song back out. He's like, oh
Good.
my God, that's so great. And I was like, really? And so I think that was one of the first times that I'd played it since bringing it back out. And I really love how the recording has turned out. It's my first time playing a harmonica in a studio. And okay, now mind you, when I say that, it's not that impressive, but it's just the little things, you know?
Right,
little,
that's exactly what I was
things,
saying,
so.
for sure. No, it just adds a little sparkle to the song.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
have to be much, just the tone of it, not so much the number of notes that you play.
Yeah, it's like the feel of it, you know, it added a lot. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. It reminds me of that Rod Stewart, the Faces song.
Ooh La La,
Ooh La La. Yeah,
Yep.
it's got that vibe to it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so weird because when I wrote that song, I remember at that time I had just started learning a lot of that kind of 70s folk stuff, and it kind of did represent songs like that. I was like, oh,
Perfect.
that's cool.
I love it. One of my
Thanks.
favorites. Again, Danny Carr, right here in Statesville, and she's gonna be a familiar face. She's gonna be here all weekend, doing all kinds of different random stuff. Probably more that I can even list. I'd have to read the whole schedule again, probably. But mainly, you guys gotta catch her when she's hosting the Women's Appreciation Round. That's gonna be a really, really fun time, and she's also gonna be a guest in the round as well, so she can play a couple extra songs because the hosts don't really get to play too many songs. And I know you've been busy writing and stuff, and I want to make sure that you get a chance to play some of these songs and
Thanks,
maybe
man.
try some stuff that you haven't played out live because that's what this
Yeah.
whole thing's about, you know?
Yep.
So is there anything else that you've been up to? We're going to get another song out of you, but I just want to make sure that there's nothing else random or pressing that you might want to get off your chest
You
or anything
know,
like that.
just it's been wild. Just really focusing on getting this record finished and figuring out how we're gonna distribute that this time.
And so that's Honky Tonk Hippie Side B or something like that?
So, me being indecisive, I think I've changed my mind completely. So my original thought that I was going to have Honky Tonk Hippie Side 1, finish Side 2, and make a whole record. But
Yep.
this year, as I've been writing these new songs, they just seem to group together in a different thing altogether.
Okay.
So I don't know what the album's going to be named yet, but it's like this next batch of songs just kind of match really well
Okay.
together. So
We were talking about that with some of the other guys up
yeah.
here.
And I think I'm gonna pull November and You Can't Live Here No More and put them on the full album because they fit again with this new grouping of songs. So it's kind of been a
Cool.
weird thing to navigate.
Yeah,
And
it is. And especially as an artist, analyzing your own music and not having someone tell you, hey, this
Right.
goes with this or this goes with that, because you're hearing it with your own ears. It's something that you put together and you've heard from when it started out with one chord or two chords,
Right.
like literally nothing. It started from silence. That's how every song starts.
Yep,
you
yeah.
know? So like you've heard all of it. So just someone who's never heard it compared to someone who's listened to it from the time it was born, they analyze it very differently. So it is difficult as an artist to take that on. But I think as long as you go in with the mindset of kind of just having an idea of, do these group together? What is it that they have in common? You know, you can usually put it together and make it happen, especially when you have a cohesive style like you do. You know,
Yeah,
your songs
thanks,
definitely do
man.
have like a R&B, old school blues. Like there's a lot of different ingredients, but
Thanks,
it's
man. Yeah.
consistent, you know?
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And you know, as I've grown to, you know, the topic of what I'm writing about and the style has kind of evolved over time, as it does with every artist.
Yeah.
You know, you look at an artist's discography over the years, and it a lot of times drastically just changes
Yes.
with who they are in that moment. So
And it
you
can
know,
be good or bad depending on the band too. Sometimes it
Right.
makes your favorite album, or sometimes like, no, I'm never listening to them again. Like,
it's
why
like
they
don't
do
go there.
that?
But it's like, you know, but
But
you
it
know,
happens.
yeah, you have to kind of respect the artist evolution and
The
just
natural
realize that
evolution of
like
it,
you
yep.
know, we're all just growing and we're all sponges like for the rest of
Yes.
our lives, you know. So
And it all changes too with the new music that comes out too,
Yeah.
because it's influencing us, you know. And there's
Right.
a lot of older music, older sounding music coming out these days. Like
right.
just off the top of my head, someone like Coulter Wall, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like his production is very analog, it's very bare bones, and like stuff like that's making a reoccurring
Yeah.
appearance and stuff like that. And I think that's really important for artists like us who are doing something that's kind of folky Americana, because it's given us a nice foundation to stand on and proving that there's a demand for listeners that like that type of music that actually hits hard, is not just
Right.
watered down, like has a nice beat to it type of thing, you know?
Yeah, and you
There's
know,
substance.
it's so weird because another thing that's kind of shaped how I'm making this next record is I released the old Gel Sessions, which me and Brian and Josh and Rocky Lynn did right up here, and we just recorded with 2 microphones, and
It was so cool.
it was
It's one of my favorite sessions, honestly.
Right.
It was just so much fun.
I'll never forget that. And it's so wild because I released I have that EP out, and now I have the studio EP out, and people are much more drawn to the old jail sessions.
Really?
Other than the produced November, other than that, it's drastic how many more people are listening to.
What
the
do you think
acoustic.
draws them towards it?
Well, I think that we didn't quite get the production in the studio right the first time.
Okay.
I feel like we needed to go more analog, and
Yeah.
so seeing that has been like reaffirmation. Like, okay, we need to bare bones this as much as we can. So
Yeah.
now we're taking that approach more. So
And production can change how a song comes together, especially when you're adding more and more instruments. Even even when it comes to just drums, you know, a different kick or snare sound can make the whole song sound like it's from a different era.
right, the
Just
80s,
simple little
for
things
example,
like that.
Very obvious 80s drum sounds.
Yeah, but there's something cool I like about that too, because it reminds me of some of the stuff that I liked that was coming out in the country scene in the late 80s, early 90s. That does have like somewhat of a bad production, but that's kind of what makes it good.
Yeah.
Like it's overly compressed, and like the vocals are way out here like this, and I don't know, but there's something about it that's nostalgic or something. I think.
Yeah. I mean, David Bowie wouldn't be David Bowie. I
Right.
don't think if he was coming through the time he did. you know, so-
Exactly. All right, y'all. Well, I could keep chit-chatting and rambling. Oh, you got questions. We got questions. We've tried Q&A before, and the first time I did that, it was crickets. So by all means, what you got? Will Danny be doing any more Friendsgiving concerts?
You know what? We'll probably try to make it an annual thing of some sorts. You know, I'm not sure. Of the
So much
venue,
fun.
but- Yeah, right. You know, and I've had kind of that idea for a while, and inspired by festivals like this, and I've had some other ideas like a kind of me and my friends show. So yeah, we'll definitely do some more of that.
And just a little backstory on that. Her Friendsgiving thing kicked off with something similar to this, where she'd have some artists come up and play a song and chit-chat a little bit, and then the next one would get up, and the next one get up, and then she closed the show out with like a full band set that also had like 3 extra guitar players or something like, I don't know, you had
That's
like a
insane.
super band up on stage, and it was all at the Premiere, which is like literally a premier venue. It's a really, really nice space, and they did a great job putting that venue together, and it was a really good place to host that too. It was a great time.
Absolutely.
Were you holding your hand up for another question? Okay, I just saw a hand, and I was just making sure. Cool. Well, Danny, let's get another tune out of you. We got to start getting ready for our official introduction ceremony, which is completely unplanned. We don't know what we're going to do, but we've got some musicians in here. We've got some instruments, and we've got a sound guy. Just, hang out. That's what we're going to do. I know that. So, like I said, let's get another song from you, and then we're going to hop off here and
Sweet.
hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Thanks for having me always. It's always
So
a pleasure
glad to have you
here.
back.
All right, and I guess I'm gonna try this one out. It's a fairly new tune. I co-wrote this song with a guy named Stephen Dahl, and it was actually the first time that we had met. And I've done, some dabbling around with co-writing this year. Sometimes it's went really well, and we've connected and found kind of my people. But this is one of those magical songs that just the collaboration made so cool. So it's called Love and Hate. Till my wheels don't roll, till my wings don't fly, till the sun don't rise in this beautiful sky, till your eyes say no, till your lips turn black, you'll keep waiting up, and I'll keep coming back. To get lost deep inside you and hold you when we break. Somewhere in the dark light between love and hate, love and hate, till your lips turn blue, tears are turned to ice, till the sun don't melt, lonely winter's night. I won't say goodbye, leave you alone, and I'll keep loving you, and I'll keep coming home. Ooh, to get lost deep inside you and hold you when we break, somewhere in the dark lights between love and hate, love and hate. Ooh, to get lost deep inside you and hold you. Till my wheels don't roll, till my wings don't fly, till the sun don't rise in this beautiful sky. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Thank you.
That was cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you played that one with the band yet?
Yeah, we've been
Okay.
playing it. Yeah.
I thought I recognized it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, the past little bit. It's really cool with the band. We've worked on the dynamics and really made it this cool
I
ride.
feel like I remembered that, and I wasn't sure if it was like a B-side Fleetwood Mac song that I
Oh,
hadn't heard or
thanks.
something. Like it was just like the dynamics of it made it seem like it was just a song that had evolved for a while
Yeah,
already.
thank you so much,
for
man. I
that to be a
appreciate
new one,
that.
that's a really well put together tune, Danny.
Thank
I love it.
you.
Very creepy sounding if it's
Right?
the jail vibe, you know?
Spooky.
So again, Danny's gonna be back here for a couple different rounds. She's gonna be in the round Friday night, if I remember right. Yes, indeed, as a host with Isaac Hickerson, and he's gonna be here on his birthday. Nathan C. Davis will be in that round, and Presley Layton and Bart Lattimore is gonna be hosting that round. So that's gonna be a great time. And then again, Danny's gonna be hosting the Women's Appreciation Round, which she hosted back in April and did a great job. So we're doing that again. And Carla Kincaid, Sarah Kelly, Hannah Kaminer, and Lisa DeNova will be guests on that episode. And I'm just going to let them know a little bit more about the schedule on Sunday before we hop off of here. So Brunch and Bluegrass is going to be the first thing we do on Sunday, and it's one of my favorite events that we did. So again, this is the second time we've done this Singers and Songbird Festival, and this just had to be a staple. So we brought it back. It's literally as simple as it sounds.
Is there going to be a gravy pot like there was last time?
So we do not have Sizzle and Soul doing the food this time, which is Dylan Ferguson, but we do have Boxcar Grill, which is a local
Hey,
place here,
I can settle for that.
and they've got some great food. And I'm hoping that there will indeed be a gravy bowl. That would be very nice, because what's brunch without some biscuits and
That
gravy?
was the most gravy I've seen in my whole entire life.
Oh man, Dylan makes some crazy gravy. It's so good. So we're doing the Brunch and Bluegrass. That's going to be over the WAME studios right around the corner. And that's going to be from 1 to 3. $15 gets you 3 hours of bluegrass entertainment from the Charlotte Bluegrass All-Stars, as well as brunch-style buffet, or buffet-style brunch, whichever way you want to look at it. It's going to be tasty. That's all I know. And then following that, we're going to be doing the open mic here at the Old Jail, which is something that Grassroots and Roots in the Round has never had a chance to host. So we're excited to be opening up the stage to pretty much anybody. We're having open sign-ups at 3:15 p.m. You have to be here in person to sign up to play at the open mic, just so you know. We're going to try and get like maybe 9 performers up here, probably get 2 or 3 songs out of them, maybe 10 minutes or so between each. So that's going to be a really cool time. And then to close out the entire festival weekend, we're bringing back the Songbird competition. And we had 10 performers last time. We had 10 scheduled, but we've had a couple folks drop out last minute due to personal things that they could not change. So the lineup's going to include Jennifer Holt, Christian Philip Valentino, Luke Kaiser, Melissa McKinney, Philip Page, Shelby Stover, Travis Millsaps, and Zach Rushing. And they're all going to be playing, and Danny's going to be a guest judge, as well as Matt Eckerd, and we've got Tevin Carr from the Insomniacs. He's going to be a judge as well. And basically, we're going to critique these artists on their abilities, you know, whether it comes to songwriting or their actual performing and stuff like that. Kind of like you did on America's Got Talent, except you're going to be in the opposite chair now. You get to be doing what Simon and the other folks were doing over there.
I won't be a TV actor.
Right. No, we're going to keep it real for sure. And it's going to be a good time. But these performers are competing to perform in the round next year at our festival, which is slated to be sometime between November and Christmas is what we're looking for next year. It's not really set in stone yet, but just, you know, if y'all are here hanging out, I feel like y'all should at least know ahead of time so you can start planning to come again. So yes, indeed, thank you for being here. So that's pretty much everything that's happening. Next up on the schedule for today is the official introduction ceremony, which is just, it could be chaos, it could be a magical moment. We don't know what's going to happen, but Bart's here, and we got some other musicians here, so we're just going to do what musicians do and make some music most likely for about 30 minutes in a little bit. And then we got In the Round happening tonight, so y'all stick around for that. And once again, my name is Brian Olson. That's Danny Carr right there. And again, this is Singers and Songbirds, hosted by Roots in the Round. And I want to thank everybody who helped make this possible. That includes A&A Sales and Service, Piedmont Folkways, Iredell Arts Council, North Carolina Arts Council, Grassroots Entertainment Group. Shout out to Baldy and Josh Dickens up there taking care of production. And I don't know who else is involved because I don't have it written down. I'm pretty impressed with my brain right now for coming up with all that right off the top. But hey, we're going to be right back with some more music. Y'all stick around. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. If you're out there, we're getting ready to cut that out. You got to come on down here in person to have some fun now. Thanks, y'all. We'll be back.